Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609 on a beautiful day here in Capitan, New Mexico. I'm fixing to drive over to Ruidoso. Why? Because I want to go look at some building stuff for my tiny home that I'm fixing to build, I hope. And I thought, well, you better find out what's available in Ruidoso, because you're going to have to get some of that stuff on your own. But also, we're just going to cover a lot of stuff. Why? Well, because it's the way I do, you know. Anyway, I got me a good soda now and some dark chocolate almonds, and it's all right, guys. It's all right. Everything's no te calientes, plancha. That means don't get hot iron in Spanish. But be that as it may, when I went in there, I noticed the gas there, regular unleaded, $4.59 a gallon. And when I arrived here 3 months ago, it was $4.09 a gallon. 50 cents a gallon, huh? Yep, but my theory on that is, you know, right now, this is the cooking the frog syndrome, you know what I mean? You know, they're raising the price slowly. Well, not real slowly, but kind of slowly, you know what I mean? They're not just jumping it from $4 to $6, you see what I mean? So what my theory is now, what they need to do, I need to talk to them and say, look, guys, let's just get it over with. Let's go ahead and raise the price of oil to $500 a barrel. That'll put gasoline at about $20 a gallon or $30, and that cuts it out. You know what I mean? There's no more air flights. Nobody's driving the car. Everybody's walking again, and the health of the world improves dramatically. You know, the only thing is, though, this talking heads on the news still exist. You can't get rid of them. That's like a cancer, you know. But anyway, just kidding. Kidding. El Joco. But here we go, guys. On the way to Ruidoso. You've never been on this road before. This is a brand new way. Ha 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 ha. So what else can we touch on? I got to go to the lumber yard. It's called Foxworth Galbraith in Ruidoso, because that's where my builder is gonna get the materials from. So I'll see if I can get some stuff from there too, because I think I have to buy the kitchen sink, the bath sink, and the hardware for those two items, and I may have to get the shower stall, bathtub, or whatever I'm going to get. And so with that in mind, I'm going to go look and see what they've got available. And also need to get, I'm still debating. A lot of you guys have talked about those tankless water heaters and how good they are. Some of you said they're not so good. So that helps me. You know, they're either good or not good. You know what I mean? And, but yeah, I would rather have, I really would, because I bought a tankless water heater from Home Depot to have in my place in Texas at Fort Clark Springs. I never got it installed, so I took it back. I couldn't, you know, the plumber was supposed to come by and install it. Well, he never showed up, and then he never returned my calls. So, wonder what that means, okay? So, but I'm still, you know, if I could get one, maybe 4 gallons per minute or 2 gallons per minute, you know, just a small one that doesn't, you know, draw too much, you know, when it cranks up, then I may do that. I'm not giving up on it, because they're definitely space savers. I mean, they don't take up any space at all. So we'll see how that goes. So that's one thing I want to look at. Just check on see what kind of hardware items they have. And if they have some of that copper roofing on site, I would like to take a look at that while I'm there, because the copper roofing costs about 10% more than the other colors and stuff for some reason. And so, moving right along here, let me take a sip of my soda water. Is that what it used to be? Soda water? Oh, that's good. Got some good old crunchy ice. You'll hear it. And away we go. I hope you stopped, fella. You sure didn't look like you were. Yo. Anyway, moving along. So for those of you out there that do budgets, you know, that kind of keep up with your income and expenses, Well, you probably know that your income is not going to change very much. So that part of the equation you already know. All right, it may go down, but it's the way it is. So, but on the expense side, when you're looking at gasoline, you're looking at it's almost doubled in the past, I don't know, year or two, whatever it is. It's almost, it may be over doubled for all I know. I know it's a lot. So that affects every item in your budget. Oil affects every item in your budget, every single item. So what I would do if I were you is look at the bottom line of your budget, and let's just make it an easy number. And let's say that it's $1,000 a month for all of your expenses, including every single thing. Well, take you a little pen and add 25% to that. That'd make $250. So now your expenses become $1,250. Why would I add 25%? Because a lot of the items that you're going to buy, that you're buying, are going to go up that much in the next 2 years, probably, unless there's a change. And right now I don't see any. I hear something clicking somewhere. Anyway, it's probably something in the mic. You know what I mean? I always have rattles and shit. You know what I mean? And they irritate the crap out of me. So for you RVers out there, I feel your pain. I'm just glad that I got ahead of the curve. I really didn't buy the home bases because of this gasoline price increase. I bought it because I was seeing RV parks, state parks, national parks, and other places becoming more crowded, and the RV park prices by the day, week, month were going up rapidly. So I thought, well, I better get me a home base so I don't have to worry about that. If everything goes up, the price of my land goes up, and I make money right in the face of an inflationary period. I'm trying to let this guy go by that's right on. I don't know why it irritates me that somebody's right on my bumper, but it does. I mean, if they would give me 10 feet, I'm fine, you know what I mean? But when you're looking in the mirror and you see the dashboard of their car, enough said about that. Move along, boy, move along. So, you RVers out there, full-timers that don't have a home base, good luck, because if your RV park where you're staying now, the price is okay, then that's great. But I can assure you, and you already know it, that the price is going to go up because everything that the owner does is going to go up. And so they're going to pass that increase along to you. So that's the good news. Now for the bad news. There is no bad news. But there's only news. That car disappointed it. I thought it disappeared. Beautiful day. Don't you love that sky? We've actually had some rain, believe it or not. But here we go. Now we got to get rid of it. Right now. I'm going to pull over here like this. And is he going to take the hint? Yes! Finally, the light went on, and there goes Mr. Bumper Man. I don't think he's awake. But anyway, enough said. Moving along here. What else, Rusty? Get it. So, if you're going to build if you're going to buy you a home base and build you a tiny home, I'm going to tell you that right now might be a good time. Why? Because lumber prices, even though they went way up here a few months ago, they're way back down now. Even though they're not back to where they were 5 years ago, they're back to where they were 50% off what they were at the high. So it's a big savings on lumber if you're building a big home. But if you're building a small home like I am, and you save 20%, you may only save $3,000, or $4,000. You know what I mean? So it's not a deal killer on a small home, but if you're building a 4,000 square foot and up, yep, you might want to just go ahead and stay in your motor home. So let's cruise on here, Rust. What else you got on your mind today? Let me think. What else, guys? I enjoyed the Beer 30 yesterday. The watermelon stories were fun. Brought back old memories to me. Old guys I grew up with. This guy in that car that just passed me, he got in front of me. Now he slows down. Anyway, enough said. Moving along, let's see. If I was just retiring, would I go and buy me a new RV and hit the road, because that's what I'd been dreaming about all my working life? Would I follow through now in this environment and do it? The answer is, without a doubt, hell yeah. Shit, get in there and get with them, people, because you only live one life. What else? What are your options? Sit in your box somewhere and watch TV on your 80-inch TV. You know, I can't believe they got us into that, man. I mean, when I grew up, if you had a 19-inch TV in the 1950s, shit, you were upper middle income. And if you had a 24-inch console, oh my, a color, oh, get out of here. I mean, you were in the 1%ers, you know. Yeah, or what about, yeah. But they weighed a ton, or not, they weighed a lot. They were heavy because they used tubes and all kinds of stuff. But now they have moved us from those little 19, 22, 24-inch. And remember, that's diagonal measurement. So that's why all these TVs are rectangular. There's no squares. No. So what they'll do eventually, they'll have one that's 1 inch wide and 12 feet long, and they'll call that a 108-inch TV. Okay? Yeah, I mean, that's about what they've got now if you look at them. But remember, they got rectangular measurement from the bottom right to the upper left, or vice versa. Rambling man. You rambling on, Rusty? Yep, I'm rambling on here. I ain't got a damn thing to do. And for those of you that like driving videos like I do, I just like driving. I mean, doing the videos just some added flavor for me. Shows to be 9:32 a.m. on a beautiful Saturday morning in New Mexico near Ruidoso. We climb a little bit here. We go up and down, up and down. But overall, the elevation change from city to city, Capitan to Ruidoso, is only about 500 feet higher. It's 500 feet higher in Ruidoso. Now, there are parts of Ruidoso, like out here where I am right now, that you'll go over 7,500 feet, maybe 8,000. Because that's the way it is. Where would I want to be if I could be anywhere in the whole universe right this moment? Me, I'd like to be right here. This is fine. Temperature 70 degrees. Sky, as you can see, perfectly clear. You know, after a while, it's kind of exciting to see a cloud. It really is. I mean, and when it rains, it's such a strange event, because they only get about, I don't know, 12, 14 inches of rain in Capitan. Now, they get more here in Ruidoso, and that's why there's a forest here, because the mountains kind of stop the clouds. And the clouds say, well, the only way we're going to get over them is drop our load, so they do the rain thing and move on as air vapor. This is really pretty, isn't it? Well, I'm just talking to myself. A lot of y'all are I'm sure a lot of people think this is boring. Boring. What a word, boring. There's Elon Musk has a company called the Boring Company. They drill tunnels. Yeah, interesting. So if somebody says you're boring, you can tell them you're not either. Because you know what boring is. Fire danger extreme today. Well, it's not as high as it was because they've had rain here, but they'll keep that sign up because they've got the forest closed here for camping and other things. It says 45, and I'm going 45. Nah, 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 nah. Forest closed. You know, the people that control public land, like Forest and National Forest and Bureau of Land Management, you know, when they start shutting down millions of acres, that's a lot of clout. That's a lot of power. You know, that affects hundreds of thousands of people's recreation. And that's just the way it is. Should they leave them open? Man, you know, I guess I can make an argument for both sides. So, I'm gonna have a bite of my dark chocolate here. I got a dark chocolate bar that you can break off in little squares, and it's got a little bit of almonds in it, but it's just like 80% dark chocolate with no sugar, or very little. And then I have some plain old almonds. Are they good for you? They say they are. If I grew almonds, I'd say they were. Would I like to take a vacation? Hell, I live on vacation. Shit. I'm on vacation every day I wake up. Have it put on my, if I was going to be buried in the ground, which I'm not, have them put it on my tombstone on vacation. That's a catchy, that's a nice, interesting word for a rock at the head of your grave. Tombstone. Well, I guess they figure you're buried in a tomb, but you're not buried in a tomb, you're buried in a casket. So why don't they call it a casket stone? Huh? Ain't they got no couth? Now, if you ever come to Ruidoso, they got a lot of places where 4 lanes merge into 2 lanes, or you're on the right lane, the lane ends, and so you got to be aware of that. Okay, pretty nice, guys. Riding along, I don't even have the air conditioner on in the car. Hello. And I've only had to run the air conditioner, that little one I bought, that 5,000 BTU. I think I've run in about 3 times. At night, you don't need it at all, because at night it gets cold. It gets down to 48 in Capitan. And it feels so good to be up under a comforter at night on June the 4th. Oh my. In Texas, tell you, you're laying there with that air conditioner on. Of course, in my RV, my Class C motorhome, with a roof AC, God, it's so noisy, man. You talk about white noise? Jeez. Yeah, it's good. It'll drown out anything. You have a fire truck going by outside, you ain't gonna hear it. This damn restaurant here on the left, called Alto Cafe, I guarantee you, and I guess it's the location, they are the busiest people in the world at breakfast and lunch. I don't know if they have an evening meal, but God almighty, sometimes at breakfast they got cars, and if you go in there, I mean, it's packed. I've only been in there once. I got me a lunch one time, and I had to wait, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes to get in, and that might be part of the attraction, you know what I mean? I noticed a lot of people ordered food to go, which I didn't think of. The mountains of Ruidoso, New Mexico, all around us. And I'm averaging 45.1 miles per gallon. And I've got 2,602 miles on my car. Ain't that interesting? When I tow it using a tow dolly, it doesn't register miles because the front wheels are off the ground. As far as building the tiny home, guys, I mean, 100% depends on the price at this point. I have a number in mind, and I will not go, well, I'd go over $1 or $2, but I mean, if it's within tolerance of my number, then it's a go. But if not, well, it's been a nice adventure. It is fun though, just to plan and you know, and besides that, you learn things. What did I learn? Well, I've learned that copper colored roofing is a little more expensive than the other colors. I've learned that using what do they call it? Oh shoot, I never can think of the word. That is, it's the outside stuff. It's kind of a concrete thing they mix up, and it's called blah blah blah. I'll think of it in a minute. Stucco, got it. Stucco, yeah, stucco. Stucco is excellent siding. Yep, very, very, very little maintenance, and it's not that much more expensive than some of the others. That's what I was told. It's about 20% higher than some of the other stuff. Stucco, S-T-U-C-C-O. But that's New Mexico, man. How long has this thing been going? About 2 hours? Okay, $4.49 there for regular unleaded, $5.59 for diesel. Saturday morning, Ruidoso, New Mexico, 9:40 a.m. approximately. Very nice. We'll go through the main drag. I'll end the video. Why I go down the main drag? Well, I'll let you see all the turistas. They should have a few today because the schools are out. We're getting into the season now, which is June, July, August. Whenever the schools are out in Texas and the Texans come up here to get out of the heat, that's the season. So they got to put the hay in the barn during the season. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you a good one. Listen to this. I ordered some Amy's chili from Amazon. Yeah, and I got it delivered yesterday. But it wasn't Amy's chili. It was Amy's soups. Okay? There was no Amy's chili in it. I got 12 cans. It was like $40. You know, I thought, oh no, I got to ship this back. So anyway, this morning I got up, had a note, so I got on Amazon and went to returns and did the whole thing, and it says you don't have to return this item. We'll credit your account the full amount. How about that? They don't want to fool with it either. Yeah. So I guess if I get any Amy's chili, it's going to have to be at Walmart or Albertsons or something. But isn't that interesting? Yeah, they just said, hell, keep it. So apparently they've got a deal with Amy's. Well, no, but you know, that would be a picker. You know, they have all these warehouses where they've got products, and either the computer picker or the human picker, it said Amy's, and they said, well, hell, that's close enough. And they put it in the deal and the way it came, but I had Amy's chilies clearly indicated on the order. So that's fascinating. And away we go here, guys. Ruidoso. I don't know that I'll get anything from Ace Hardware. I don't know what they have in the way of products, because nobody mentioned, the plumber, the electrician, and the builder did not mention the name of Ace Hardware, but they did mention Foxworth Galbraith. So that's where we're going. Saturday morning drive, guys. You're going to get a lot of these. Why? Well, I'm one of the few people that has a car that's economical enough to drive around. It don't cost you a fortune. And I enjoy doing this. You know, if I was driving I'll mention this for you RVers. Let's say you got a motorhome and you're getting 8 miles a gallon. If you got a diesel, it's costing you about 70 cents a mile to drive that booger. You hear me? That's pretty stout. If you got a gasoline, probably 60 cents a mile at 8 miles a gallon. You know what I mean? So every 100 miles you go, if your gasoline getting 8 miles a gallon, it's gonna cost you $6. God damn. Woo! 8 miles, $6. Man. Ooh. Well, whatever the price of gasoline, say $4.80. 8 miles, $4.80. That's pretty stout, man. I mean, that tight as I am, you know it's got my attention. I don't even start the RV anymore. I'm scared to. I do. I'm kidding. I start it. I run the motor every now and then for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes. And then I'll run the generator under half load for about 20 minutes. But it uses the gasoline out of the fuel tank. So it's burning $4.50 a gallon gasoline. That's another thing. For you guys that have generators, gasoline generators, hell, they burn a half a gallon an hour under half load. So a half gallon an hour right now is about not quite $2.40 a gallon. Is that right? Or $2.20 a gallon? $2.20 a gallon. You know, $2.20 an hour, $2.20 an hour. So if you had to run it 8 hours, you might as well be in an RV park. That'd be about $500 a month. Here we go, guys. If you go right, you go to Upper Canyon, but we're going to go left, and this is another canyon. See if we got any touristas. I've come through here before. It's so crowded, you could hardly get down the street. I mean, both sides, you know, people walking across the street and stuff. And another place is Taos, New Mexico. Same thing, man. Same thing. They got everything funnels into that downtown Main Street. Traffic will be about backed up 1.5 miles. Well, it used to be, but you know, the pandemic kind of shut things down. You know, they got a Starbucks back there, I just noticed. I've never been in Starbucks, I don't think. But I understand their coffee, you know, you get some kind of fancy coffee, like $5 or $6. You do that every day, that's kind of... See, that's the way I look at things. It's not the one-time event. I mean, if it is a one-time event, well, that's fine. But if it's something, like I get a soda water, it costs me $1 for a refill, there's some touristas. But anyway, that'd be $30 a month, the way I look at it, if I did it every day. But I don't. I did. I started out to do that, and I chickened out. I do it about 10 times a month, so it's about $10. But it's something I enjoy. Shit, why not? What I enjoy is the ice. Am I going to shoot this horse? Yep. I ought to. I ought to, because it's about 30 minutes. You gonna sit here at a red light with me? Okay, guys, let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. 4, 5, 6, go. You know, when you're born, a lot of people don't know this, the doctors do what's called an APGAR test, which basically is a reflex test. And what that's testing is to see how well formed your nervous system is, because that's what determines your whole life, basically, is your speed of connections, your internet speed, so to speak. And yeah, they know right there, you know, who's going to be the slow kids and who's going to be the sharp kids, and who's going to have the high IQ and who's going to have the low IQ. They know it right there, but they don't tell. As far as I know, they don't tell the parents. You'd have to dig it out. The reason I know, I had some special ed type kids, and I found out from a professor at the University of Houston in Victoria, Texas. He said, hell, go by and find out what their APGAR score was, and that'll help you figure out kind of where they're headed. Well, all of my guys were headed. Well, actually, there was a couple of them that had a damn good score. You know, they could have been. I mean, they might have been. They were sharp ass kids. having said that, guys, from downtown Ruidoso, the traffic's picking up, and I got to figure out how to get to Foxworth Galbraith on a Saturday morning. So let me turn on my AC now. Turn that down. Okay. Anyway, from Ruidoso, thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want. Think about it. Use the, what? Amazon link, of course. Just click on the link in the description. Go to Amazon and buy whatever you choose. Okay? Enjoy your life. Keep your health. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Drink plenty of water. Take deep breaths. All that stuff we talk about. And get you some Amy's chili. Anyway, adios, amigos. Bye-bye.